Wee! Man, I love Tivoli Gardens, but you know what's literally just a much better version of Tivoli Gardens? Liseberg. I'll die on that hill, even if it gets me for treason against the fatherland.
It's treason, then.
But why is that? Well, first of all, this place is absolutely spectacular in pretty much every way a classic theme park can be. But they also got an amazing ride collection, including a good 7 roller coasters. Some of these are very well known, and their collection rings echoes throughout all of Europe's theme park scene. So which are the best? Let's count them down. At number 7, we've got Stumbanan. This P&B mini coaster kinda had to land here. It's the most child-friendly coaster at the park, but that doesn't mean it's a bad or boring kiddie coaster. Hell, it's pretty solid. In fact, it's one of the smoothest coasters I've ridden, just straight up.
It's a fact.
It's also got a more interesting layout with a helix instead of an oval or what have you, and some dope car colors.
Taste the rainbow, motherfucker!
So thumbs up on this little kiddie coaster. At number 6 is Rabalda. While it might sound like it, the name is not related to Balder, but it is an interesting coincidence. It's the 2 model of Zira's Force coasters, which is an exact clone of Den Ville Hønsejagt at Djursummerland, so obviously that means they ride the exact same, right? Of course not, silly! This one's shaping seems a little older. Plus, it throws you into the first drop a fair bit faster, so it's better. Plus, it's got a very cozy little atmosphere and nice scenery and a dope theme. It's a very nice little coaster overall. Number 5, Luna. Their newest coaster and certainly a great family boomerang from Vekoma. Firstly, the name is just great. I just love the name Luna, I can't lie. It's also got the penthouse of locations at Liseberg being right at the top of everything, and the view therefore is great. The way it weaves around the side of the mountain is cool too, and the layout itself features several fun floater airtime moments. There's one really fun one right out of the station, and it's followed by more great little moments. The spike is also steep as hell. I like these more airtime focused family boomerangs quite a lot, just like Seon, but this one is definitely better. And because it is mixed with this location, it's an absolute win. And number 4 is Valkyria. Now it's big boy time. Of all the mini B&M dive coasters in Europe, this might just be the best layout-wise, depending on what you're looking for, of course. But what really stands out here, aside from the golden finish, is the speed of this thing. From the first wonderful drop that dive coasters are known for, which obviously is amazing on here as well, the rest of the layout stays low and feels fast. What does that mean? Solid forces, my friend. Whether it be sustained positives in the turns and Immelman, or fun laterals several places. It also does feature that little snappy airtime moment for a great surprise.
Surprise, motherfucker!
And both rolls are just wonderful at making you levitate out of your seat. You truly feel like a Valkyrie on the ride. So for this beauty of a very well-paced, smooth, and fun thrill ride that I really can't point much negative to aside from maybe the vests, I give huge props.
Give me props, give me props.
Number 3 is Liseberg Banan. The mountain banana. A true journey. And albeit a family coaster, this Zira Schwarzkopf creation manages to carry an exceptional vibe with it throughout the entire ride experience. It is of course rolling across the mountain, going pretty much the entire length of the park, and with that it's just got some great scenery, especially in the summer where there's leaves everywhere.
In summer.
And you also interact with so many rides, especially Helix. You might just be lucky to say hello to the people riding that ride if you pass each other. And of course, the forces are solid. This might be a family coaster, but it really has a great amount of thrill. There are moments of great positive forces, be it short or sustained, and it's got a decent amount of great airtime as well, all mixed with a few moments of chaotic laterals, only made better by the classic trains. But the real star of the show here is the Triple Helix. This entire section just feels absolutely awesome with how you just fall down the mountain with such a great amount of speed.
Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the left and sing for the tear.
And you do it 3 times. It's amazing. On paper, this coaster ain't as great as it really is. It's one you really gotta ride just to know how fun and great a family thrill coaster this is. But at number 2 is Balder. It might be a small boy, especially compared to the other Intamin prefab. And I know that it's repetitive as hell, and the overbanks do literally fucking nothing. Of course, you can make the overbanks go faster by rowing, but they're still dull. But I don't give a damn, because the airtime is just that good. Let's just start out with the first drop. It's one of the best I've experienced. This thing is actually terrifyingly amazing in the back row. And then from there, every straight sequence of airtime hills feels different from the former. They all slap. Boy got strong ejector airtime, especially toward the end. Those final sequences absolutely destroy your thighs in the best way possible. It's not exactly like Untamed strength, but it's certainly reminding of that, and it creates for some absolutely hysterical fun. Plus, it's one of the smoothest woodies I've ever ridden.
Smooth.
Man, I love this thing. Absolutely astoundingly hilariously fun wooden coaster. But at number 1, Helix.
No shit.
Of course, ya boy, the super famous MACK launch coaster makes it at the top spot. It's just amazing as hell. My first ride on this thing was in the front row, and there I was a little bit disappointed with the forces, but I absolutely felt the hype of the thing nonetheless. But then I rode the back row, and I stayed in the back row for the rest of the day. From there on out, I really felt how amazing this coaster can be. And all I can do now is hail to the king. Everything I said about Liseberg's strength in scenery, the view, the surroundings, and rolling across a mountain can all be applied here, in some ways even better, especially at night. And it's just one of the most well-balanced rides I know, because it's got pretty much all forces you can want, and they're all somewhat evenly distributed over the very long and sneaky layout. Whether it be force strength, or quantity, or sequence, or types of elements, they're all sort of spread everywhere in a perfect balance. And speaking of elements, by the way, the big green mean machine has got several killer inversions. This thing just loves hang time, and it often mixes it with whippy laterals too, and that is very notably in the back row. And the airtime on this thing, oh my god.
Yes, Lord!
It's literally got a mini Conda camelback. The airtime on this thing is just absolutely amazing, and it really makes the ride feel like a mini hypercoaster. And regarding positive forces, it's certainly not weak either, nor with the rest of the laterals and whip. I mean, it's got pretty much everything. Of course, the launches are unbelievably laughable, but it's not something that bothers me in the slightest. The magic of Helix obviously isn't severe overall intensity, it's the correct mixture of all of it has to offer in one fulfilled and beautiful cocktail that just hits right. The entire experience just feels so great, and it's just put at the perfect spot for this near perfect layout to thrive. As long as you ride in the back row, I would say this thing is not overhyped. And that was my countdown of Liseberg's top 7 roller coasters. At some point I definitely want to do like a top 15 rides here. There were just 2 rides I really wanted to do that I actually didn't get, which were the Sky Roller and the big old swinging bitch from SNS. So hopefully I'll get to do those and do a proper top ride, because I can promise you that list is a lot more surprising than just my ranking of the coasters. So thanks for watching.
Thank you very much, bitch.
Let me know what you think about the coasters or just the rides here down in the comments below. And otherwise, I'm hungry. Bye.